when you start, or even if you have an existing campaign, have one point of entry, right? So have all of the leads sent to a central place and have one person who's responsible for getting back to those leads as soon as possible, because the faster you get back to them, as soon as they come in, the higher the possibility that they are going to convert.
Welcome to the Master Dealmaker's Secrets podcast. And now, here's sales growth strategist, John Blake.
Welcome to Master Dealmaker's Secrets. I'm John Blake. This is episode 214. And today we're going to talk about exactly how you can find out where your sales process needs attention. But before we do that, I want you to go to this web address, johnblakeaudio.com. What you're going to get there is my exact process that I work with clients on to double the amount of people that convert that you talk to, but they don't buy straight away. So everyone has got people that buy straight away, and then there's a percentage of people that don't buy straight away. And what happens is that most businesses give up after maybe one or two follow-ups, 3 max. In fact, probably the average, because I survey everybody before I work with them, would be about 2.2 follow-ups. So what you'll get when you go to johnblakeaudio.com is a 15-minute audio that walks you through the exact system on what to do for the first 90 days. So what it is that you write in your emails, what it is that you say when you call, but most importantly, when to call and when to email over a 90-day period. And what you'll find is that once you've actually got the 15-minute audio, there's also a PDF that has the exact word-for-word scripts. You can cut and paste them straight into your emails. Obviously, you're going to tweak it for your product, your offer. This has been responsible for hundreds, if not thousands of extra sales for the businesses that I've implemented it with. I developed it myself. I didn't learn it from anyone. Pretty much had to do it out of necessity and have refined it for about the last 25 years. So you can get it at johnblakeaudio.com. Like I said, it's 100%, it's like there's no cost for it at all. And you will get exactly what to do. Like the 15-minute, it's straight to the point, shows you exactly what to do, plus the PDF gives you the exact steps, when to email, when to call over a 90-day period. Go grab it, johnblakeaudio.com, put it into practice, and let me know how it goes. Okay, episode 214. So what we're going to talk about is, so I have this reoccurring conversation. I have a lot of reoccurring conversations with clients, and a lot of businesses are surviving primarily on repeat business and referrals. And what you should be expecting from repeat business and referral leads is about an 80% conversion. Like you should be converting 80%. But if you are one of those businesses that's actually spending money on ads, or if you're about to start spending money on ads, you're going to go to a lead, you're going to go to a digital agency, they're going to put together a Google AdWords campaign, or even more importantly, a Facebook campaign. What you need to understand is that paid leads do not behave like repeat business and referral leads. And you're going to need a much better structure in order to convert even half of what you're converting with your repeat business and referral leads. So put simply, when you start paying for ads, when you start getting paid leads, that's what separates the men from the boys in terms of your sales process. So what I want to share with you today is a system that you can use to work out exactly where your particular system needs work. So you might already have a campaign that's running, and I would be very surprised if you had any of these things in place in terms of tracking your numbers, but you might also be planning to do a campaign. And what most digital agencies will do is that they'll start running ads for you. You'll start to get some leads, and they probably won't bury you with leads to start off with. So what I'd recommend, and whether you've got an existing campaign or whether you're just about to start a new one, is track these numbers that I'm about to share with you for 60 days. So before we do that, I just want to walk through, why this is important. Why should you have this in place? And as I said, paid leads do not behave like repeat business and referral leads. Leads are expensive, especially if they don't convert. So if you are paying for leads and your business isn't ready to convert those leads, that's an expensive exercise because you're spending money on leads that aren't converting. You will obviously have higher cost per lead and high cost per sale. But the other thing is that leads aren't getting any cheaper. I mean, it is literally an auction. You are auctioning keywords and you are bidding with other people. So it is literally an auction. So, paid leads are not getting any cheaper. Often when you try to contact a lead on the phone, they don't pick up. In fact, 76% of telephone calls go unanswered. So that's a problem. People don't call you back. About 60% of people don't check voicemail. And often you end up wasting the opportunity and the person will go and buy elsewhere. So what you want is a high ROI on your ad spend. You want to maximize, you want to contact every possible contactable lead that you possibly can, which means that you can actually lower your cost per sale, which is important, especially if you're converting a lot of them. And it means that you get a really good ROI. You'll convert more leads, you'll make more sales faster, you'll maximize every sales opportunity, and you can make more sales with the same or less work. So the numbers that I want you to check, I'm going to list for you in a minute. But firstly, I want to also suggest one thing, which is really important. When you start, or even if you have an existing campaign, have one point of entry, right? One point of entry. So have all of the leads sent to a central place and have one person who's responsible for getting back to those leads as soon as possible, because the faster you get back to them, as soon as they come in, the higher the possibility that they are going to convert. So the faster you get back to a new lead, the more likely they're going to convert. And we're talking minutes. This is a game that's measured in minutes. If you get back to a lead within 5 minutes, you are 9 times more likely to convert them than what you are if you call them after a day or after a week. After 3 days, they've probably forgotten about you. After a week, they would well and truly have forgotten about you. So one person, one point of entry, one person responsible. This whole idea with, has anyone checked the inbox to see if there are any leads today? 3 people have got access to that inbox, and everyone's pointing. Oh no, I thought you did it. Oh no, I was busy. I thought you did it. No, you got to make sure that there's somebody manning that inbox. If you're paying for leads, you need to make sure that there's somebody manning that inbox during business hours constantly, right? Constantly. So that said, here are the numbers that you want to track. Okay, so lead in. You want to track the number of leads that you receive into the business, the total number of leads that you receive into the business. Then you want to track the number of leads that you actually get to speak to, the number of leads that you get to speak to. Because if you're getting 100 leads in and you're only speaking to like 10, that's a disaster. That's a disaster. In most cases, Facebook leads are less likely. You are less likely to be able to talk to a Facebook lead than what you would a Google AdWords lead, because the intention's different. Like someone inquires through Google, there's intention there. People on Facebook are browsing mindlessly. So and so there are different benchmarks that you can expect, which I haven't got time to go into right now. But suffice to say, make sure you track the total number of leads that you get in. Then track the number that you speak to, and probably per week is like a really good way to do it. So number of leads in total, number of leads that you've spoken to total, then the number of appointments that you've been able to make. number of appointments that you've been able to make, then the number of people that didn't show up for that meeting, and the number of people that you made an offer to, and the number of sales that you made, and the number of follow-ups calls that you have booked, right? So let me just mention a couple of different things to look out for. So if you're getting lots of leads in but you're not speaking to many, then you have an engagement problem. And engaging with leads isn't just calling them. Like there's a text-based engagement strategy that you need to have in place to turn some of those leads that didn't answer the phone into an actual telephone call. And there's a whole strategy for doing that, because that's not for everyone going to happen on its own. So that's leads in to leads that you've spoken to. Then you've got leads that you spoke to number of appointments booked. Now, if you're speaking to lots of leads, but not many people are booking in for an appointment, then there's probably a problem with that script. There's probably a problem with that process, and then that's the place that you need to look at. If you're booking lots of appointments, but you're getting high numbers of no-shows, like you're booking heaps of appointments, but there's a whole bunch of people that aren't showing up, then again, you need to look at that appointment-making process, and that's probably where you need to focus to get that looked at. If you are making lots of offers, but you're not making many sales, then there's a problem with your sales process, or probably a problem with your discovery process. And then if you're not booking a lot of follow-ups, that's a problem as well, because you are not tracking those opportunities from the ones that didn't convert when you actually made the offer. So if you were to track those numbers over 60 days, by the end of that 60-day period, you're going to have a pretty good understanding as to what you need to do to have more people flow through that funnel. So I'll repeat the stages again. So total number of leads in, total number of leads that you actually get to speak to, total number of appointments that you make, total number of people that don't show up, total numbers of offers that you've made, and total number of sales that you've made, and total number of follow-ups that you have booked. So I would track this per week, and then at the end of the month, you can have a look and see what it looks like from a monthly perspective. But if you track those numbers for 60 days, at the end of that 60-day period, you'll know what needs work and what needs focus. And if you can get 10% moving through, 10% more moving through, even 20% more moving through, that can mean the difference between another 2 or 3 sales per week, which can mean a number of, by say 8 to 10 per month. And that can make a massive difference to a business. An extra 10 sales, even an extra 5 sales per month can make a massive difference to your numbers, especially when you look at that number at the end of the quarter and at the end of the year. So I hope that helps. As usual, I very much appreciate you listening. I get people talking to me all the time. I listen to your podcast. And, because you never really know who listens. You can see numbers of people that listen. But I really appreciate you listening, and I hope you get lots out of it. And I will talk to you on the next podcast. Cheers.
You've been listening to Master Dealmaker Secrets with John Blake. Subscribe to get more in-depth strategies and maximize your sales process with new episodes every other week. And double your inquiry to sale conversion with the lead flow you already have. Go to johnblakeaudio.com for his exclusive, free, no-fluff audio training and companion PDF guide.